A Kaspa investor left a comment that must be shared with everyone. In this video, we're going to correct this miscite, showing everyone how to significantly increase their gains going into the 2025 bull cycle. Right now, as we speak, this channel is the highest earner on all of YouTube. The first content creator to signal going all in on Kaspa was myself. Down the road a few months, we took Crypto Galaxy under our wing, explaining to him that his diversified portfolio of BNB, Shiba, Doge, Pip, Ethereum with a 25-35% allocation in Kaspa was not going to make him rich. He ate that slice of humble pie and wisely listened to the advice from his elders. This is $1 million condo. I haven't punched a time card in 2 decades. In this video, we're going to show 2 clips from even wiser men than myself advocating for this strategy. The comment reads this: guys, hold on to your Kaspa. I effed up already this cycle. Had nearly 1 million Kaspa in cold storage, sold half of it to get in on Archie type Peach Fuzz Mafia, and Crypto John, an over diversification salesman, does not have the skill or talent to get rich off his trading, needs to sell picks. That's why he's a huge advocate of diversification. This is not my words. This is Warren Buffett, and we're going to see him say that in a moment. I'm now down over 50% on everything but Kaspa. Some picks are near zero, and some have lost it all. Never again. Now I have no choice but to hold most of these crap coins to break even. Heed my warning. They will dump on you and then ban you for bringing it up. As the #1 performing channel on YouTube, and this is one of the reasons why we started creating content in the first place, I can point out these scam artist content creators. And if you take any advice from them, Sepro being the leader, for one, he never proved himself. He's friends with Archie in Dubai. Every single one of his picks has gone to zero. He's actually intentionally rug pulling his own group right now for his own benefit, creating his own meme coins to rug them with. And this is rampant in the Kaspa community.
We like to put a lot of money in things that we feel strongly about. And that gets back to the diversification question. We think diversification is, as practiced generally, makes very little sense for anyone that knows what they're doing. Diversification is a protection against ignorance. I mean, if you want to make sure that nothing bad happens to you relative to the market, you own everything. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that is a perfectly sound approach for somebody who does not feel they know how to analyze businesses. If you know how to analyze businesses and value businesses, it's crazy to own 50 stocks or 40 stocks or 30 stocks probably, because there aren't that many wonderful businesses that are understandable to a single human being in all likelihood. And to have some super wonderful business and then put money in number 30 or 35 on your list of attractiveness and forego putting more money into #1 just strikes Charlie and me as madness. And it's conventional practice, and if all you have to achieve is average, it may preserve your job, but it's a confession, in our view, that you don't really understand the businesses that you own.
If you believe what Warren said, you could teach the whole course in about a week.
There's Charlie Munger digging into everybody that teaches diversification. Right at the end of the clip, he says, they could teach the entire course in a week. That's the joke that they tell every single annual Berkshire Hathaway meeting, that the people that are teaching diversification are only doing it because it's the only way that they can teach people to make money from investing. Otherwise, it's just buy Kaspa, have a nice day, like Kaspa Silver does. Because to take it a step deeper, it takes years of experience. And I know what all you young guys are thinking, the exact same thing I was thinking. You're the top of your class. You've always beat everybody in anything that you've tried to do. And you know, without a doubt, you'll be able to outsmart the crowd. And you will. But it's how you're going to do it that's key. The study of technical analysis, knowing exactly when a chart is about to break up, or even in the beginnings, learning when they're at an extreme discounted value, about to change entropy, moving to the upside, that is what we must learn. There are so many people who claim technical analysis is a myth. Jumping into the Kaspa chart, I'm going to show you exactly how to time the massive move to the upside based on y-axis trend lines. Now, during these recent pullbacks, like this x-axis trend right here, inside VIP group, we were able to give callouts, cold storage 11.5, and 2 leverage trades, one at 12.25, one at 13.3. This was based on this repeating x-axis trend line. We can see the exact same trend repeats itself over and over again. This repeating trend line phenomenon is on every single crypto chart, not just Kaspa. Looking at Bitcoin, we can actually see 2 repeating broadening wedge patterns using the exact same 2 repeating trend lines. It's on Ethereum, it's on HBAR, and it's caused by the halving schedule in combination with a strict emission. See, the majority of technical analysis was brought over in the stock market. Stocks don't have this strict halving procedures that create ripples in the chart. We can see this on Bitcoin. Every 4 years, it creates a massive spike. If we take this down into a finite analyzation, we can see it on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15-minute chart. There are repeating trend lines happening over and over again. And just like on the Tau chart, they can often be spaced out by a Fibonacci tool. That's the exact same angled trend line spaced out precisely by Fibonacci measurements. And this happens across the board in crypto. Digressing back to the Kaspa chart, timing exactly when the next monster leg up will be, we're going all the way back to November of 2022, when this original move to the upside happened. Placing a trend line underneath this, we can see that exact identical trend line from the November 2022 move up from fractions of a penny to a half a penny, cradled the bottom of the entire cup until it broke out on November 1st. We had a Fibonacci pitch directly set up, synchronizing it with the peak of April's breakout, as well as the handle formation in March. Once this leg up happened, it captured the exact top of the Fibonacci pitch we had priorly set up. And right now, the candle is bouncing off of the exact trend line from November 22nd. And once it gets above it and secures the candle's position there, this breakout will take full effect. Right now, Kaspa's doing a classic pattern known as cup and handle, which on average, on the minimum, performs 150% to 500% in some outliers to the upside, putting Kaspa's price 35 to 55 cents with ease. Once it crosses that repeating trend line, it's on like Donkey Kong. If this was UFC, it's experience, it's the veterans that have scars, that have been in the cage multiple times, that you want in your quarter. Archie even came out and said, I don't know what you degens are doing in my group. I'm only trading 1% of my portfolio with all my picks. What's that going to do for a guy who's got $10,000? They're supposed to put $100 on an Archie trade, like it's even worth your time at that point. To actually make money, you've got to stick to a structured approach. And if you think that you're going to be able to manage more than 3 positions, know those charts by heart enough to sell the top, or even within a 25% ratio of where that peak is, you are sadly mistaken. If you're holding more than 10 bags right now, your massive loss is going to be when they all break to the upside. You will never be able to time the top. You will never be able to extract that maximum value. The superior portfolio management tactic is to go all in on Kaspa and constantly, instead of wasting your time on meme coin charts or GameFi picks, study the Kaspa chart in immense detail, go as deep into technical analysis you can, as this is your largest allocation. When the price starts to peak, reach its top, you'll have so much experience going over the Kaspa chart and its specific technical analysis traits. When the peak finally reaches, if it was a martial art, you'll already have a dot colored, if not a black belt, in charting Kaspa by the 2025 peak, assuring that you're going to get maximum value. And of course, having a side bag is recommended along the way. We're going to wrap this up with a clip from Neil deGrasse Tyson going over the Dunning-Kruger effect, which shows exactly what's going on with the peach fuzz mafia. These guys have hit a point in the Dunning-Kruger study where they believe they know a lot more than they do. And just recently, and even before this, with Hello Labs, Lit Labs, and multiple GameFi picks, totally rugging even before this downside we experienced, these guys are starting to realize they don't know as much as they thought, and the reality check is actually starting to bounce. That's why me, with my frosty gray hair, I've made more money than every other content creator on YouTube, as Kaspa's the third best performing asset, and we were the first to go all in on it. We're not even accounting all of our super beefy leverage trades and our other cold storage buy-ins, like when we did RuneCoin at $1.50, 3x leverage. It jumped all the way up to $6.50 because it was showing a cup and handle in the fall, just like Kaspa. Let's hear Neil deGrasse Tyson explain what's going on and why, if you go with childish investment advice, you will end up with childish results, like everybody's constantly DMing me right now. Thanks for checking out this video. We'll catch you on the next one.
A valley of false confidence. This has been studied by others, and it's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's the phenomenon where a little bit of knowledge, you over-assess how much of that subject you actually know. And then when you learn even more, you realize, no, I didn't know as much as I thought I did. So then there's a sort of a lull there. And then when you learn even more, you come back up. Ultimately, learning enough to know whether you were right or wrong. To become an expert means you spend all this time. It doesn't happen overnight. You can't just sit in an armchair and say, I'm now an expert. It requires years and years of study.